Good morning, pregame crew. It is Monday, April 25th, 2022, 8:23 a.m. Eastern, 6:23 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm Chark Lori. You're at the pregame show, and we're going to work on getting a plan together for the stock market today. So that's the theme of the show. I go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day, and then I take your requests as I can. I rip through about 25 charts in 25 minutes, and I try to wrap up by 9 a.m. so Dan can go live in the Chart Guys room. And heads up, open house tomorrow for that live that starts at 9 a.m. Eastern. I have to do the math in my head. 9 a.m. Eastern to 10:30 a.m. Eastern every day. And Dan will be going live for the public. We're having an open house. So as soon as the pregame show is over tomorrow, Dan will start. So that's the layout of the day. If you're tuning in later on in the day, you may want to fast forward to this says 6:30, and there I will get started on the indices. Audio visual check, please. Thank you, Chuck. Hey, Young Thunder, me, myself, and I, Derek, Kenny, Chuck, Adam, Mary, Positively Positive, Neil, thank you for being here and helping out. Maria, Colby, Andre, Tamazon, Topher, Gareth, yep, Lisa, Roger, Empower, Manib, Greg, Amera Asia, Night Truck, Jamie, thank you for your kind words. That's very nice. I'm glad Snap worked for you. Hey, Pyramid. As we know, not all these setups will work just perfectly. As soon as the microphone is shut down, new information enters the market, and we have to factor that new data into our trading plan. Hey, Jorge, Pyramid, Greg, how are you? You know, Jorge, I have an interesting thought with semis. This is going to be pretty specific thought. Let me make sure I'm where I want to be. 1 second, I need to move this up just a little bit. Right. I am looking at the 228 area for semis to possibly find a bottom. I'm looking at this trend line on the weekly. It doesn't mean it will work perfectly, but it's just the area that I'm watching. I'm watching it so much that let me go set an alert for 228. Tell me if semiconductors get to 228. Good morning, Anu and Mustang. Thanks, Roger. Yeah, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Does anybody have a request before I get started with indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day? If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, that would be great. Chark Lori. So semis, Jorge, I am looking at that 228 area. It's too soon to say blow off top. Yes, we had some escalated and elevated bear volume on Thursday and Friday, but it doesn't mean it can't keep going down. Hourly is definitely oversold. And 4 hour isn't. You see that? It's not oversold, and that's actually bearish divergence. Lower low, yeah. Well, it's hidden divergence actually, but I don't even use that in my trading, so I shouldn't be commenting on it. But we're not oversold on the 4 hours, so bears have room to push it down. FCX, let's do it. Copper doesn't look good. Who asked about this, Amir Asia? Let's start with copper. That's the more prudent place to start. So we have lost our daily support, and more importantly, we have lost our weekly support on copper. 476, we lost it. Excuse me, 44685, and we're at 445. So we've lost it by a penny and a half. The bulls would absolutely have to defend where we are right now in order to possibly call that a double bottom. But copper is not looking good. Silver's not looking good. Gold's not looking good. Gold is the strongest of the bunch. It's still holding weekly support, but just barely. So that's the lay of the land on copper. And I have to look at that if I'm going to look at FCX. FCX lost that weekly support last week. 41.25. I would call this, yeah, we've lost it. This 41.25, and Friday we hit 41.13. So we were close to holding this double bottom, and we're giving it up in pre-market down 4%. Daily is approaching oversold. Probably when we open it will be oversold. 4 hour RSI is 13. It's pretty beat up. Pretty beat up. And here's the issue. You don't have another level. Let's see. Pre-market, you hit 39.74. I was going to use this as a possible area, but you're already through that. Your next support's 37.60. It doesn't look good. Should it bounce from 4 hour 13? Yes, but we have news headlines impacting stocks and ETFs and names. We have a plethora of news headlines. I would say the most important are the rate hikes. The people are pricing in more aggressive rate hikes more often. We also have the COVID shutdown in China. We have earnings this week, and we had lots of de-risking last Friday. People fearing that big Netflix miss. And what if that were to happen this week, which I call the Super Bowl of earnings week, where we have all of our big players reporting. Apple and Amazon are Thursday after hours. So I think there's just a lot of fear in the market, and RSI doesn't play as big of a part when you have names like Netflix, who fundamentally have changed. They have changed. Things are not working out for their business model. So fundamentally, this is everybody saying, oh, I need to do that. Yeah, I hate it when I do that. Fundamentally, things are changing for Netflix. And I just don't think RSI I see a lot of people saying, well, Netflix RSI is this. It's this, but we have a fundamental change. It's news related. So RSI can get a lot more extreme. NVIDIA, okay. NVIDIA, when do they have earnings? May 25th. So we got a while for that. So they broke that key 19555 on Friday, and now they're down at 19137. Your next support 190 psychological, then 18762. Daily RSI is not oversold. 4-hour RSI is barely oversold. Hourly RSI 17. I wouldn't say we have a volume climax just yet. Maybe this may prove to be a volume climax, but where are bears going to be waiting? Here, here, here. So now the game has shifted. So all bears have to do is wait for the bulls to come to them. Come on, bounce, baby, bounce. I'm going to short, bounce, I'm going to short, bounce, I'm going to short. Because you have so many levels of defense that you can play behind. Think of these all as, what do you call those, bunkers? Like these are just bunkers. The bears are just sitting there waiting. Come to me, come to the lion's den, come over here, and then I'm going to take you out. So bounces are for shorting until the bulls prove otherwise. And right now, we just don't have those real independent bulls taking over in any area. Exactly, MG, exactly. AMD I have on my list today. Positively positive. Are you cheating? You and Colby, y'all saw my list. I have AMD on my list, and I have McDonald's on my list. I'll go over that in a bit. I always go over NASDAQ, which is the QQQ ETF futures. HITI. $373. We have one support left, 365. One support left. That's a high risk area to try to bottom fish. Hourly is not oversold. 4 hours not oversold. This is a slow meltdown, a controlled sell-off, because they're keeping that RSI from getting oversold. They can take price down a lot farther below 365 because this has been so controlled. And then your next support, I'm seeing 337 and then $3. Yep, they could, Chris. AMD could be buying back shares. You are a mind reader. I have NEO on my list. Look at you, mind reader Ricky. I have that on my list. Let's look at Dogecoin and then we'll get started. Actually, yep, let's look at it real quick. Dogecoin could get a bump from Tesla. I mean, Elon Musk taking over Twitter, possibly. Looks like it is getting a bump. So your high is 0.1407. Your next resistance on Coinbase is 0.143. 0.143. My favorite Doge story is I did a TikTok in January of 2021 when I was trying to get started with TikTok for Chart Guys advertising and just to get our name out there, and I mispronounced Dogecoin and it went viral. So my only TikTok that went viral is because I mispronounced Doge, but I did predict the price action correctly, so there was that. Take that. So it looks like a potential 30-minute bull flag. And these levels over here, any level from over here could act as support on the way down. Let me give you a fib. Then I'll get started with indices, commodities, crypto, movers, and shakers of the day. 0.1337. Price could come down to 0.1337 and still be a potential bull flag. I will start walking the dog, walking the dog. I will get started with NASDAQ. Right here, I'll get started with ES and NASDAQ. Hey, good morning. I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community, and we teach technical analysis. This is who I am, Chart Gal Lori. If you want to check us out at chartguys.com, that would be lovely. And what I do here is I try to get you ready for the trading day. I have all these notes to make sure I stay on track. And then I copy and paste these notes over to the Chart Guys chat room whenever I'm done, so our members can mark them up however they see fit. If you're interested in my chart setup, like what do these yellow candles mean? What's this yellow line? You can click on the video description link below, Lori's chart setup. It'll send you a PDF and explain all of those shenanigans. Here is some of the lingo that I use and what it means. We have an open house tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 10:30 with Dan. It'll be open to the public. This is typically a show that is reserved for members only. We are opening up to the public tomorrow so you can get a taste of what we do in TCG. So this is Super Bowl week for earnings. Super important week. We have Apple on Thursday. And on TradingView, if you go to the daily chart, if you have earnings turned on as being visible, you click on that E and it'll say April 28th. The moon right here means it's after market close. And here's the earnings estimate, 1.42 EPS and then 94 billion in revenue. So we have Apple on Thursday. We have Amazon on Thursday. We have a lot of big earnings, and NASDAQ bulls and bears are just sitting on the edge of their seat saying, oh my God, either the bears are saying, please let what happened to Netflix happen to all of these earnings names. And then the bulls are saying, please forget that Netflix ever existed. Don't ever use the words NFL or X, the letters NFLX, ever. So they're hoping that, the investors forget and that they crush earnings. I personally would not bet against Tim Cook. I wouldn't. Not him personally. I don't know him, obviously, but just the amount of cash that company has, it would make it hard for me to bet against earnings. But the cool thing is I don't bet on any earnings. I don't have to trade earnings to make a living, thank God, because it's a binary event that we can't predict. Okay, here, we had last Friday's sell-off was likely multifactorial. We had de-risking of upcoming earnings due to Netflix big miss. We most likely had pricing and higher rate hikes and more frequently. China COVID escalation over the weekend, and Hang Seng is down 3.73%, almost 4%. The DAX is bouncing. That's good. It was down almost 2% a couple hours ago. Now it's only down 1%. But lots of China escalation of COVID with Omicron, lots more lockdown. And then the Ukraine war is intensifying, which is awful. So we have lots of negative headlines impacting the market, but we don't have to know any of those headlines. All we have to do is read price action, and I just can't find the bulls. Hello, 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 where are you? Where are you? Where are you? Like, where are you? Where are you, bulls? I got no friends with me. I mean, if I'm a bull, I have no friends with me. Where are you? So bears are having their way with price, and I just don't want to run in front of that. Asian markets are under pressure, and I'm taking it super slow today. There's no need to trade all the time. Be patient. And this is going to sound weird. Our edge in trading is on the edge. We want to fight in the proper battle zones. You don't want to fight right in the middle. Let's say, which it's true, here are the bears, here are the bears, and here are the bears. Bulls, you've got like 2 or 3 friends with you down here, bulls. So do you want to fight here or right in the middle of chop? And I hate the word chop because I think people say the market's choppy when they're not trading in the proper areas. I think it's an excuse, and it frustrates me as a trader who I pretty much understand price action, and I don't think there is any need to trade in the middle. Trading in the middle is going to get you killed. So think about these as bunkers. These little boxes are bunkers. Here's where you have friends. If you're a bear, you have, let's say, 50 bears here, 100 bears here, 200 bears here. Where do you want to battle? Do you want to battle with a few friends? Some friends, a moderate amount of friends, or a large amount of friends that are battling with you? I want to battle with the largest amount of friends that can help me defend my position. And here, in my opinion, if you're a bear fighting down here, you're kind of on your own because you're shorting in the hole. So for me, I need a bounce to short. And is the bounce going to be a bear flag, a 50% EQ, or a golden pocket bounce? I don't know. But I always want to be trading on the edges, meaning buy support or buy resistance. I want to be fighting near the edges, trading near the edges. The other analogy, I don't know if this is going to hit home, but that was occurring to me is kind of like dodgeball. You know, let's pretend like this is the gym. This is one side of the gym wall, and this is the other side of the gym wall, and here's the middle. So you have all these friends with you, and you got little Susie up here. She doesn't know what she's doing and gets just clocked by a ball. Let them just take out all those people in the middle, and you just stand back here on the wall and let all these little people in the front of you get hit, and then you'll be the last man standing. And I see that so clearly, and I don't know if this analogy is going to land. It made a lot of sense to me. If this is the gym wall, and this is the gym wall, and here's the middle, let everybody take each other out up here in the middle. Fight, 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 fight. And you're just going to be standing on the wall saying, go ahead, take them all out. I'll be the last man standing. I'll get that ball, and I'll take out that last bull or bear. So it's staying on the edges in order to have friends with you on the trade or be the last man standing, whatever hits home for you, whatever makes sense. Good morning. Yes, MG, like the Hunger Games. There you go. Yes, 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 MG, that's great. I like that. I like that. All right, so ES, what are we doing here? Okay, so if you're a TCG member, you may use the 12 EMA. I use the 8 EMA as my quick EMA. So mine's even quicker than most as far as it's a faster measurement. It's going to give me signals more. It's going to give me signals sooner. They may not be as reliable because they don't have as much data, but it's a quick one. The 8 EMA is suppressing price. That's how much the bears are dominating. They're not even letting price get to the 21 EMA. Not even letting it get up there. They are just dominating price. As long as that 8 EMA is over price, bears are in control. Don't get it twisted. And then if the bulls were to get any bounce whatsoever, the 4-hour 8 EMA is overhead. And look at that air pocket between price and the 8 EMA on the 4-hour. That is the extent of the push down that the bears are getting on price. So I give out no trophies. Nobody in the market. Oh, you know what your trophy is? You're going to get a big loss. That's the trophy you're going to get if you continue to buy this dip without having any friends with you on the trade. So buying the dip is not prudent when no one else is. You know, what are you doing? Let's wait for some evidence. Doctors, they practice evidence-based medicine. You should practice evidence-based trading, where you only trade where there's evidence that bulls are with you on the trade, or bears are with you on the trade, or where it makes sense. Don't get caught right in the middle at the half-court line in the gym getting taken out a dodgeball. All right. So on the 4-hour, we don't even have a proper bounce to call a bear flag. That's how weak things are. ES, we do have potentials probably on the 2-hour, a bear flag. Little tiny bounce. Yeah, we have some 2-hour inside bars. Resistance 4242, support 4222. 4242, resistance, support 4222. Like a tutu, ballet. Okay. So NASDAQ, same thing. No friends on the trade. 4-hour is oversold. Daily is not. Hourly is no longer oversold. They just keep cooling it off. Look at this. Cool off RSI, take it down. Cool off RSI, take it down. Wouldn't that be the next logical step? Cool off RSI, take it down. Support, we have a 13184 and 13200. I'd call that a double bottom for now. Resistance 1337, as long as the 8 EMA is overhead on the hourly. Bears are large and in charge. Hang Seng got taken out last night. DAX is down but bouncing. It's getting a nice little bounce right here, but nothing that's going to change any trends on the various time frames. RTY also has 2-hour inside bars. Resistance 1924, support 1912. We have to go zoom out in my notes that I'll be sharing over in TCG in a minute. I just kept typing out what the line in the sand is for all the 4 levels. The 4 indices. So on the weekly, for ES, it's 410175. For NASDAQ, 1294250. RTY, 1883. Dow is 32167. The Dow is positioned better than most, but the Dow only has 30 companies. Of course, it's 30 large market cap companies, but it's only 30 companies. Where in RTY, the Russell, we have 2,000 companies. So can the market cap of 30 companies try to lift the rest of the market? Maybe. But the Dow is definitely positioned better than most. But on the hourly, it is succumbing to the same fate. We have a double top at 33584, 33591. We have support now at 33366. Weekly supports are what is at risk this week. Weekly supports. All right, US 10-year. US 10-year is down. That's great for NASDAQ. We don't need this headwind too. We got too many headwinds. What are our headwinds? Let's say them again. De-risking of earnings coming up. Pricing in higher rate hikes. China COVID. Ukraine war. We don't need the US 10-year lumped into that problem. So right now that is one sigh of relief by the bulls. We have a potential hourly bull flag on VIX. And for those of you who like fibs, VIX could stay above 2611 and still be an hourly bull flag. We're getting a nice little bounce here on ES, which is awesome, but it's so much work to do. It's like, is this first bounce bears going to short it, or the second bounce are they going to short? You know, we know they're going to be stepping in, but where? All right. Now let's look at crypto. And I copied Dan's notes because he's the GOAT. Why not? So on Bitcoin, downtrends continue on shorter term time frames while the market continues to see weakness. Bitcoin supports are 37.5, 37.1. 4-hour EMA resistance is our guide. Next daily bounce will most likely be a lower high. And Dan was also commenting that on Bitcoin, Elon taking over Twitter, which is more likely today based on the news from the Twitter board, that they are most likely going to accept Elon's offer of 54.20. So 54.20 is the number with Twitter. And of course, it's one of our movers and shakers of the day. But that could behoove Bitcoin because we know Elon owns a lot of Bitcoin. We just saw what happened with Dogecoin when I looked at it before I got started with the show. Dogecoin is getting a little bounce, and it could really help Bitcoin with its bounce if Twitter deal were to go through with Elon. So on any bounce, we're still looking for 4-hour lower highs compared to 39945. Getting a lot of messages. Let's see. Oh, Phil, I see your message. I'll go back and read it in a minute. Oh, lots of messages. Okay, I can't keep up with that with the chat room, so I will go back. Oh, thank you, Shane. Thank you, GSYL. I like to know when they land. You know, I may pitch an analogy, and if it doesn't land or resonate with you, then I need to stop using it. I only need to use analogies that help us all get better. And I do this show to, let's be honest, I do this show because I want to bring awareness to chartguys.com, of course. And then I do this show to help you. But the unintended benefit that I did not predict is how much it helps me in my trading. So when I turn off the mic, if I go do something opposite of what I just told you what you should be doing, and I go do the opposite, what type of hypocrite is that? So it's helping me really focus my trading. So that was the unintended benefit of the pregame show that I started about over a year ago. So Bitcoin, 4-hour 8 EMA is totally suppressing price, 39945. Let's call it 40,000 just to make our lives a little easier, is the key resistance to get over. And we have support at 38200. Ethereum, 4-hour EMA, having 8 EMA having its way with price. Hourly, that was a nice bounce. You know what they just did? They just set themselves up for potential inverse head and shoulders. So, man, we had a lot of fiery discussion last week about that potential NASDAQ inverse head and shoulders, and folks were supposedly, I was hearing that people were going long because they heard people in TCG saying, oh, well, it could be an inverse head and shoulders. I don't trade based on patterns. Patterns give me an extra edge with my price action, but I trade price action, and you should too. If this were to actually develop, then you could bottom fish on the right side for a right shoulder, but really, what are you doing? You're bottom fishing a potential hourly higher low. That's what you're bottom fishing, not an actual right shoulder. We shouldn't be trading based on patterns alone. A pattern is just an extra little feather in the cap of price action. And if you trade that differently, then we've got a problem. I do want to go back to NASDAQ real quick and cover this. So this is the discussion last week was, oh, could this be an inverse head and shoulders? Well, obviously we gave up too much on the right side now, and that inverse head and shoulders is negated. Well, now what have we set ourselves up for? If bulls could step in right now and start turning this could be an Adam and Eve reversal pattern. Adam and Eve, this is the pointy part, the Adam part, and this round part would be the Eve part, girl part. So we have a lot of patterns swirling around, but just don't get it twisted, all right? Take price action for what it is and leave the rest out. So you see, Bitcoin doesn't have this well-formed left shoulder and head as Ethereum does. Ethereum's bounce is more mature. So definitely Ethereum is still in the show here. Definitely a lot stronger. Gold is the last metal standing in this weekly EQ, holding that weekly higher low of 1888. 1888, it's still holding. It is the only metal left. Dollar has been a beast. I may sneeze, y'all. I'm so sorry. I don't want to do this in your ear, but it is what it is. On the monthly, okay, we're pulling back ever so slightly here with the dollar. This morning when I looked at it, this was a perfect Maribozu candle, which means when April opened up, bulls started buying, and they haven't stopped buying yet. Now we're getting a little upper wick forming on the monthly. That has 5 days left on this candle. Very bullish candle, very bullish action on the dollar. We're getting 2 upper wicks of profit taking here on the 4-hour double top on the dollar. If we could pull back, get a lower high, that may give us an entry in gold to bottom fish this weekly EQ, as 4-hour RSI is at 19. I'm not super eager to take that trade, but I will be watching it. Oil's pulling back. Oil is still in this weekly EQ. EQ just means equilibrium, where price is balancing. Bulls and bears are like bulls take this charge up, bears step in, and bears take over ferociously, and they fight in the middle, and they're just trying to figure out who's going to be the last man standing. And here we have resistance at 109.20, 116.64. We have support at 92.93. 93.53. So we had a little tiny bear break, but not enough. And if we go look at CLM 2022, it held the weekly higher low. So if we look at the actual contract of June, we actually held that higher low. So we're just tightening up here. We have API estimates tomorrow at 4:30 Eastern, and then we have oil inventory Wednesday at 10:30 Eastern. I traveled this weekend on a plane, and my husband and I have got a little cold, I think. I don't know, maybe the no mask thing, but it was nice to fly without a mask, I must admit. Hourly EMA suppressing price, resistance 98.21, 99.49, support 96.52, the low of this move overnight, and then next support 96.15, 93.53, and 92.60. All of our commodities are getting hit this morning. Nat gas. Okay, so nat gas had this huge move up on the weekly, and they've pulled back approximately just 21% when I measured it early. Yep, 21%. Prices moved down 21% after that rapid move up. So on any bounce, we're expecting a weekly lower high, and bears will be looking to pounce. Daily RSI is still above 50, and we're holding the daily 21 EMA. 4-hour RSI just barely grazed oversold. On any bounce, we're looking for a lower high compared to 708. Oh, Lord. Okay. Yep, AMD did get an upgrade, and it's definitely on my list. Why do these spammers have to spam? I don't know. Oh, thanks, Jamie. I'm glad that helped. All right, so nat gas on any bounce, we're looking for a 4-hour lower high. Now, it's hard for me to do the pregame show without talking about Apple. Apple has almost a $3 trillion market cap. Very, very important stock to the overall market. We have earnings Thursday after hours. We have a little inside bar resistance, 16139, support 159.15. Despite Apple's weakness last week, and it was just so sad to watch. How it was because we had a weekly bull flag brewing, and I wanted it to play out. And remember, I'm a U.S. citizen, so I know my accent was hard to give that away, but I'm a U.S. citizen, and a lot of us have IRAs, 401ks, and some of us are forced. Some people are forced to be in the stock market at all times. They have to buy company stock, like my daughter. So I want the overall stock market to go up. I want it to go up as a citizen and a decent human. I want everybody's retirement to go up. So that from that perspective, I'm a perma-bull. As a trader, I will short the crap out of this stuff left and right. So I just want you to know, sometimes if you ever pick up a tone from me, like, oh my gosh, Lori's a bull. Overall, I want the market to go up because it helps a lot of people. And if you're a trader, you should be able to take it both directions. Oh Lord, more. Okay. More spam. I feel so popular today. Okay, so 161.52 is resistance on we're getting enough of a bounce. We may be able to bottom fish Apple. So Apple 4-hour oversold, weekly support of 150, well below price currently. So Apple, despite the last 3 weeks of weakness, is still positioned better than most in that we have enough room for a weekly higher low compared to 150.10, and earnings will most likely dictate the direction. Daily, we're in a downtrend, but we're looking for a weekly higher low. And when I looked at it earlier, 4 hours oversold. It's no longer oversold. We do have that 4-hour double bottom at 159.15, 159.21. So now, with the development since I typed this, I would say bottom fishing 159 makes sense on a pullback at these levels with a high risk of getting stopped out. AMD. So despite all my bearish talk, I'm going to give you bounce trades, potential bounce trades, and I'm going to give you names that I think are good top fishes, shorts. But a lot of names it's hard to short in the hole, and that's why I put this statement up here. I'm taking it slow. First of all, I don't feel the best after traveling a little under the weather, and I feel like I don't have an edge here because we're not at the edge, if that makes sense. We're possibly on the edge of a bottom, but I see no evidence of that, so I can't jump in long, and I can't short when 4 hours oversold and weekly up when names have a potential for a weekly higher low or have given themselves enough room for a weekly higher low like Apple. So then I just wait patient, and I'm going to short a bounce to let's say 163 area would be a good short area. So let's say where the bunkers are. The bunker for a short is in the 163 area, and the bunker for a long is in the 159 area. Everything in the middle, you're going to get taken out on dodgeball, folks. It's a tough area in the middle. I don't want to trade in the middle. I want to trade on the edges. AMD. AMD got an upgrade. Now, my grandma would call these backhanded compliments. We got lots of backhanded compliments this morning. So on the upgrades, let me show you these upgrades. I can't remember which one that was a real upgrade. GoDaddy. Some of these were an upgrade where the upgrade price target, coverage initiation. Those are the ones that were really below price. So like, we initiated coverage on whatever name, and then the price target's below where price is now. So EXFY is one of my movers and shakers of the morning. It got a price target of 25, and price is well below that now. So I think there's an opportunity to go long on EXFY. And then the upgrade was in AMD, which semis are not positioned well, but a price target of 160. That is what, 100% or 80% above where price is now? That's pretty high. So that's a pretty high estimate, 160, and we close almost 100% of where we are. So I like a bottom fish of 87. So the bunker is at 87, and I would say a place to short would be 89.32 or 90.65. Be a place to short. Now, if the market keeps bouncing like it is now, we may not get an opportunity to short if the bounce, because buying begets more buying begets more buying. The bulls have to come in with force and volume to show that they're here and they're here to stay, and put a bunch of bears underwater quickly, and then we could get a short squeeze. I see no evidence of a short squeeze at this time, so I'm not selling you any snake oil. Is that what you said? Yeah, I'm not selling you any snake oil that we're going to get a short squeeze. Just watch that volume. If the bounce gets going and bull volume picks up, then they could start putting pressure on bears. If the volume is puny on a bounce, just wait to short it. AMD upgraded 160 by Raymond James. I like it long. Delta Airlines. So I was picking names this morning to short of names that have already had a significant bounce. This chart doesn't look like Apple or AMD or NVIDIA because it had a great bounce last week. Travel names got a great boost. They got a boost by the removal of the mask mandate. They got a bounce from earnings of AAL. Lots of different reasons. But we pulled back pretty hard here on Delta, and that could be an hourly bear flag. I like a short of $44. That's where the bunker is for bears on Delta, $44, and then resistance $45.35, support $42.23. I like a short on Delta. EXFI. ADI, I would like a Doge entry around, we looked at it earlier if you want to rewind, but 0.133. That was the 0.382 retrace on the fib for a potential bull flag. So 13 cents, mid 13s. Okay, EXFY got that coverage initiation with a price target of $25. So I like a long on a pullback because I like this double bottom. Look, I got a bunker there. I have a bunker at 1566. I have friends with me. I have my elephant gun. What is that? Those bazooka things. I've got tanks. I got all kinds of stuff lined up at 1566. Not at $16, but at 1566. So I want to be as close to my bunker as possible to go long on EXFY. IBM. So for longs, I was looking. So my mindset this morning is find names that are being impacted by China, positively or bearishly. Find earnings that have already, names that have already had positive earnings that could have continuation this week. Find names that ran hard opposite of the market last week, but have room for lower highs on bounces. So that was my mindset this morning when I was digging around looking for treasures for you this morning. So IBM had earnings last, I don't know what day that was, Monday or Tuesday. They had Monday or whatever day it was. Can't do math this early in the morning, or calendar or hard stuff. Just kidding. IBM had a great push up, and this could be a bull flag here on the daily. We closed with the inside bar Friday, high of 140.44, low of 137.35. So closing with a daily inside bar, being in the technology sector, was a huge feat on behalf of the IBM bulls. This looks like a potential daily bull flag. I like buying a pullback on IBM. Thank you, Neil, for the reminder. Yes, if you could hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I put in a lot of work for y'all. At least I try. And you kind of look at this. It kind of looks like a falling wedge pennant shape for that potential bull flag on a higher time frame on IBM. I like a bottom fish of 137.35. KMB. So KMB had earnings last week, so it fit that bill of what I was searching for. And it's toilet paper. Toilet paper's getting bought up in China again. That toilet paper phenomenon with COVID news. It's crazy. It's just wild. So 13631, that's the 0.382 retracement. That keeps a bull flag potentially alive for Kimberly Clark. For toilet paper bull buying on COVID, 136.31 could be a fishing hole where we can put our fishing pole and see if we can snag an entry for a long on KMB. KO. Okay, this one was a mixture for me. I took this off my list. I put it back on. I took it back out. Oh my God, it's already 7 a.m. Dan is starting live. I'm going to have to go a little bit quicker. So Coca-Cola beat earnings this morning, okay? They beat it handily. They did a great job. Let's see if we can see what the earnings are right here. So you can always click on the E and see the earnings. They reported 64 cents EPS, and they were estimated 58 cents EPS. The estimate was 9.8 billion, and they beat again. However, the executives came out and issued a lot of warnings on the future and inflation, said that the consumer can't keep swallowing inflation, which I thought was pretty funny because it's a Coca-Cola company. Anyway, my thought was when I looked at this chart, that those wonderful earnings, they were already priced in. And I think that's why it's having such a puny response to a big beat. I would like to buy a pullback and short any advance up to $67. So I would look at the bunker, a high of 67, low around 65.12, the low of after hours, or 65.18 even. I think that anywhere in between you could get chopped up on Coca-Cola. McDonald's, I'm looking at McDonald's because it has a lot of international exposure in China. Lots of McDonald's are getting closed. So I like a short around the hourly EMAs on McDonald's around 251.80. NIO, I like a short of NIO around 1720 or 1738. I like a short because NIO, China company, getting impacted by COVID. Hang Seng was down almost 4% last night. So I want to short NIO. Twitter, we have the news out that the board will most likely accept Elon's offer of 54.20. So at 54.20 is a bunker for shorts to short. Anything in between where price is and 54.20, I think you have a high probability of getting chopped up. I like Twitter long. I like it long in here and waiting for a tightening range and then get in for a higher low long looking for a target of $54. And finally, Tesla. Tesla's been all over the board this morning, losing this 973. This is such a key level, 973. I like a long of Tesla at 973 or right above it and see if we can go take out Friday's high. It's a tall order. And are investors thinking, oh gosh, now we have to share Elon with Twitter? Or is this a positive thing for Tesla, saying his influence will be even more far reaching? It's good for our company. Did I go over all of them? Yes, I did. All right, but I can't alphabetize. Tesla goes before Twitter. All right, yeah, if you could hit that like button, that would be great. Hit that subscribe button. Sorry I didn't get a chance to do any request at the end, but if you're a TCG member, you can jump over and ask your request of Dan today, and he will go over it. All right, thanks for joining me. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Follow me on Twitter, Chart Gal Lori. Thank you for joining me.